Let's say you wake up one morning, you know it's a good sales tactic to do little videos for your content. If you want to churn that out really quickly, get AI to do the script, get AI to film it, use AI editing tools. And if you stuff it up completely, you can use an AI clone to deliver the whole thing. And in less than 30 minutes, you will have a very good video that sounds really good and it looks like you. It will not be as good or as interesting as you just trying for an hour, getting it wrong, refilming it, getting it wrong, doing a prep, having those little that umming and erring, those stumbles, the things that my clients spend so many months with me trying to avoid, those are the things we need to see more of, because then we go, oh, that's human, I recognize it. Oh, you're nervous. I'd be nervous too in your situation. So that is the stuff. So if you want to do really good stuff, ditch the AI, keep it out as much as possible, and just embrace those tiny little mistakes that we like as humans.
You're listening to the Sales Today podcast, and I'm your host, Fred Copestake. On this podcast, we explore how sales professionals can develop a modern approach to winning business, the application of virtual selling techniques, how to create meaningful business relationships, and much more. Why not take our free collaborative selling scorecard to see how your sales approach suits today's environment? You'll find a link in the show notes. And welcome to this episode of the Sales Today podcast, where I'm delighted to be joined by Susie Ashfield. Susie is author of Just Fucking Say It. She's a communications and speech coach and a third-time guest on the podcast. You've hit like a very special group there, Susie. So welcome.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, the last time was as part of the book launch. How are we going? How's it going? Are people just fucking saying it? Yes or what?
I hope so. They're at the very least walking into bookshops and saying, do you have a copy of Just Fucking Say It? So that's the really good news. But if you're too shy to do that, it is now available on audiobook. So that was exciting.
It's on audiobook. You recorded that?
Can you imagine me letting someone else do it?
Well, I mean, I know that's probably the dumbest question that one could ask a communicator.
No, everyone asks that. And I go, what? Yeah. It was
so
4 days.
What are your rates for recording? It's hard work, isn't it?
Very cheap.
Really hard work.
You have to drink special tea to keep everything sort of loose and going.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. I've heard it's very big. But look, we could talk about that one again. It's cracking book, cracking advice, all that sort of stuff in there. But this is a bit of an emergency podcast, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I saw you say something on LinkedIn the other day, and it just resonated deeply with me. You posted a video, and it was a video which was along the lines of you proposing yourself for a speaking gig, I think it was, and you messed up.
Yeah.
And you said, but I don't care I messed up because I'm a person, and that's what happens. And I could have got AI to write it or record it or done something. But you know what? I bloody didn't, because I'm a person. And it's getting really quite worrying that is how people might start to respond to that or start with that. And we started chatting on this and thought, you know what, we need to get this out and talk about it. So, and I got the story right to make sure I've framed it correctly. That's what you were doing.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. Yeah, you're bang on.
And you then just sent I stumbled a little bit at the beginning, but hey, don't really matter, does it? Because the rest is all right. Was that pretty much it?
That's it. And I think the comparison to make here is it's a bit like primary school. The teachers know when they have a project, they know when the parents have done the project for the kid, right? And it's the kid that brings in the crappy project. They're the ones that have had no adult help whatsoever. And I think we see AI as the parent doing the project for the kid.
Right. But is that a bad thing, or should the parent and the kid be collaborating and doing it? Would the kid learn from that? Would they do better? What's going on here then?
I think that's absolutely the right question. I remember when I was a kid, we had to do volcano projects, right? You know the one, you build a paper mache volcano, you mix the stuff together, it creates a volcano. Brilliant. I remember I had a crappy one because my parents were busy, and you knew the kids who came in, and one of the kids' dads was an engineer. He put a little light bulb in there. And that means the quality of his volcano was significantly better than mine. And that's what AI is going to do. It's going to produce very good, very high quality stuff. What do we lose? we lose the sense of learning. You can just see way back in the 90s that little kid standing behind whilst he watched his father make his volcano project for him. So he's learning nothing except he can outsource stuff, which again is not necessarily a bad idea, but also he's losing that ability to get things wrong. And that, for me, Fred, is really, really important. He has learned that if I want a really good quality project, I can outsource it. But what he's not learning is if I want to try something new and if I want to do something hard, it's okay to try, make a few mistakes and end up with something that isn't top quality because I made it.
Yeah, because that's a slightly different argument, isn't it, about the outsourcing stuff? I've heard people say, school teaches us wrong in that, you must do everything yourself. It's like, yeah, but I'm rubbish at doing that. Why would I get someone who's good at doing it?
Yeah.
Good at making volcanoes or good at sort of doing Spanish homework, whatever it is. But you're saying lose the ability to make mistakes, learn from that, and then come back better for when you have to do it yourself again.
Totally. And I think the outsourcing thing is a very good idea. Let's bring that into the real world. AI, or rather all of the tools we've got, ChatGPT, Image Creator, fantastic. Give all of my slides to something that now creates this beautiful PowerPoint and it saved me hours of time. That is brilliant. That's exactly the sort of thing we should be using AI for. What we shouldn't be using AI for is give me 10 creative ideas.
I think I know why not and why I would say you probably shouldn't. But
Go on then.
What's your reason? Well, they're not going to be creative because somebody's done them before, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it's come from. It's had to source these ideas from somewhere.
Yeah.
So just give me 10 creative ideas isn't particularly creative. You might think they're brilliant, by the way, because you've not seen it. Oh, that's new. That's good.
Yeah.
It's like building an IKEA desk, isn't it? Look at this brilliant thing built. Yeah, there's hundreds of those around.
Exactly. But I think that's a really good analogy. You've got these IKEA desks, you can pump them out, you can pump out really good quality stuff, and they will last for a couple of years, perhaps. What you're not going to get from AI is brilliantly designed furniture that is mold breaking and is perhaps never going to be used in a practical sense, but revolutionizes the world of interior design. That is where AI is going to fall apart. Now, it can look at sort of the past 10 years of best-selling design chairs, and it can come up with a similar chair, but it is never going to compare in that lineup. That is at the moment where I think it's falling down. Now, it's catching up all the time, and it's certainly not something we should be afraid of. But at the moment, it's that ability to really create new ideas, groundbreaking stuff. That's where it's falling down.
Can it create new groundbreaking stuff if you are asking it to in a way which is bringing some of your human and innovative and novel thoughts and just say, but can you just speed it up a little bit? 'Cause I've kind of got the idea, which I need to explode out there and amplify. Can we use it for that? Would that work?
I mean, the answer is, I don't know. And I don't think anyone knows. And I suspect there's an argument for both sides. What we do know is everything that AI is at the moment is just an echo chamber of what already has been done. So it's Frankenstein's monster. And perhaps that's unfair on AI, but it's little bits of things that already exist amalgamated into something new. And actually, there is an argument there for, isn't that what human beings have been doing since the dawn of time? Don't we just, when we call ourselves artists or creatives, look at comedy. I think comedy is a really good example because I think one very clear area where AI just falls apart is it cannot tell a good joke. So
yeah, because it doesn't understand audience, does it?
No, it doesn't understand nuance or audience, or it sort of gets irony, it sort of gets a bit, it doesn't just get it. And so I think that's a real area where it is not up to scratch at all. But how do humans jokes?
I'm dying to argue because I've told it. I had a little bit of banter with Chatty the other day.
Did you?
And said,
How funny was it?
No, it told me I was, so it must be a very or maybe that proves your point that actually it has got no idea what comedy is. And
so sorry, maybe what you're saying is, Fred, you're good at telling jokes and the AI is riffing off you.
It could be. Yeah, that's what I'm or maybe I'm just not. Maybe it was set on sycophant mode and once we could carry on using it. I wonder though, I think if you've got zero creative in your body and you really can't think like that, well, maybe it does help you because though it's average, at least it's made you better than you were. Could be.
Absolutely.
But can we not use it in a way which will amplify ourselves? So I can think of a silly example. Literally today, I took a post on LinkedIn. I had my orange hat on and I had a Santa hat on top of that. And it was to do with whether Santa needs sales training. No, he doesn't, because he already thinks with an orange hat. And then I got the AI basically to take the orange hat thinking, which is the value framework, and apply it to what happens in Santa world. I knew what I wanted to get out of this. I was trying to merge that stuff. And I had to do it quite quickly because I forgot to prepare something. And off it went. And I looked at it and I changed a little bit in there. But the orange hat's me. No one else talked about that. The value framework, I've written a book about that. Santa, okay, I didn't invent Santa, but smashing those things together, that was a human endeavor. And I could have done it, just did it speed.
Absolutely. And I think what AI has done for you there is taken the essence of you and saved you time. That absolutely is what it should be for. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But I would argue the end product was you on video. And this comes back to how our conversation started initially, Fred. It was not an AI clone of you, because if it was an AI clone of you, that's where it falls down.
Oh, yeah, because the human in us looks and goes, there's just something not quite right there.
Yeah.
Some people get impressed by it, mind. You know, like,
Yes.
some such good AI. They're probably not my target market anyway. Yeah, but I mean, want to talk about what AI you used, because that's what I think. That's what I said to you, isn't it? That I started sending video messages, which I'd actually made up in my head, done them quite well, and people asked me what AI I was using. So now I do them badly, very deliberately human.
Right. And that's, I think, my point. The AI is almost too good. And what we're missing is that thing that makes us human. And I think this conversation is about what is that? And I can't tell you yet, but I can tell you some of the things that it's about. And I think one of the big things is, in order to be human, you have to have these ideas that are not very good. And you have to get it wrong. And I worry that AI is going to stop us doing those two things, which will in turn really impact our creativity.
Is somebody getting it wrong actually quite attractive? Into the point that it's like, well, that person's not just real, but they're a bit more like me, because I get stuff wrong and they're not perfect, and actually quite relatable, and I'll probably talk to them, as opposed to, oh, they're too good or too fake or whatever.
Absolutely. I think we love it when things feel a little bit basic, relatable, and a complete. I mean, I'm going to swear because we've started swearing. When we see something that's a slight fuck up, we go, I fuck up all the time. Fantastic. Be my friend. And that, I think, is something we cannot lose.
No, we can't. No, I agree with you. But and then, sorry, I looks like I'd gone off on one there, because I was trying to think of a phrase. There's a phrase for messing up deliberately, isn't there?
Oh, yes.
Oh, damn it.
Yes, but
Oh, damn. It's
someone listening will know.
Someone listening will know. Please write in, or I'll just shout it out. You'll be giving me a very elegant answer later, and I'll just shout out the word what it is. Where if you actually put a little mistake in, people respond to it. Well, you do it for a couple of reasons, don't you? So that people can correct you.
Yeah.
Why? So we could engage people. You make a deliberate mistake. Yeah. Pratfall effect. There we go. That's fellas. Or because it is quite amusing that so I wrote something about the suddenly this pen is coming back into vogue, because everyone on LinkedIn was talking about that old, bloody, tired, boring sales thing. But I deliberately wrote it, suddenly this penis coming back into everyone loved it.
I saw that.
All over the damn thing. Went absolutely nuts on that. Did you do it on purpose? I don't care if you did. It's dead funny. Everyone loved that. So we ask AI to write ourselves scripts or ideas and put pratfall effects into it. Do
I
we?
suspect it can do it. I suspect it can do it, but can it do it as well as we can yet?
No, it would need the human to look at it and go, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
oh, that's quite good. But I'm going to deliver it slightly different. So now we come into delivery.
Mm.
Because the thing I wanted to speak to you about, particularly as a speaking and communication coach, AI scripts, but delivered by a human. What are your thoughts on that? I think your face said it all, but you probably have to just explain your face for the audio version of the podcast.
I think I am not a huge fan of scripts at the best of times because you can tell within 10 seconds if my clients are reading scripts out loud to me. And AI scripts are just slightly better versions of that, and they still sound absolutely horrible. The thing we love about speeches is there has to be something organic there. And that bizarrely is in part due to the audience as well. The thing I love about speeches and communication is there is this level of uncertainty. And I think that is something AI cannot play with. It cannot respond to in the moment. So AI scripts, terrible. You and I both can see, as can LinkedIn, by the way, when someone does a post that's being generated by AI or ChatGPT. And they're just too perfect. And it does a really good job of mimicking authenticity, which is fascinating, but it still doesn't quite land.
So is what you're saying the same for video as it is for live, say stage? Let's talk the video stage for argument's sake. Can we get away more with an AI script for video? You're trying to get a 30-second on the point TikTok thing, get it written.
Just don't. Yeah, look, brilliant example. Exactly that. Okay, let's say you wake up one morning, it's a good sales tactic to do little videos for your content. If you want to churn that out really quickly, get AI to do the script, get AI to film it, use AI editing tools, and if you stuff it up completely, you can use an AI clone to deliver the whole thing. And in less than 30 minutes, you will have a very good video that sounds really good and it looks like you. It will not be as good or as interesting as you just trying for an hour, getting it wrong, refilming it, getting it wrong, doing a prep, having those little human, that umming and erring, those stumbles, the things that my clients spend so many months with me trying to avoid, those are the things we need to see more of, because then we go, oh, that's human, I recognize it. Oh, you're nervous. I'd be nervous too in your situation. So that is the stuff. So if you want to do really good stuff, ditch the AI, keep it out as much as possible, and just embrace those tiny little mistakes that we like as humans.
It's the little giggles, it's the roll in the eyes, it's those it's sort of micro expressions. It's that sort of thing that people will plug into, because that's what we respond to as human beings, isn't it? Is this like 500 expressions just in the face alone? 500, yeah.
Well, not with me. I've had more Botox now, so I'm probably down to about 4, but I'm keeping hold of them.
What, 4? Not even 400. 4.
No, not 400.
Sad,
4.
happy.
There's a 4 in it.
Sad, happy, angry,
Sad,
surprised.
happy, discontent, mildly annoyed, and that's it.
I mean, I have done what you've said on video. I've done that. I've used the AI to do a lot. People can go and find it on LinkedIn if they want to look. There's a series of videos where I'm talking to engineers. I'm talking to engineers' limiting beliefs, where I'm looking at both the painkiller and the vitamin to deal with a specific limiting belief. And there's 15 of them. They are AI written scripts, but I deliver them as Fred. So they're there, they read them. I sometimes just take the word or do that. And are they brilliant? No. Are they okay? Do they do the job? Yeah. But then did I do all the background work to understand that is what I wanted to be saying? And that's where the beauty is, because I understand them, their world, and why they need that stuff. They're not perfect. They're not me delivering as I would be if I'm there with my flip chart delivering a training course and say stuff that comes out of my head and go, oh, wish I'd said that. Yeah, but it's funny though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do, or what's the opportunity here? And look, it might be a bit self-serving for you and I, but what's the point of a podcast? What's the opportunity then if we're saying that there's people who are going to be piling down this route who are going to totally script a not very creative and well thought out thing that they're going to deliver maybe themselves, or just go, hey, look, I found this great program where I record myself for 10 seconds and it's going to clone me and do everything.
Maybe it's got me. Yeah.
There's
Well,
another
look,
route, isn't there?
yeah, there is. There is. And it, as with all things in life, the harder route produces the better results. The easier route will produce something. And actually, with AI, that something will be good. I'm definitely not going to say it isn't going to be good, because it is, but it's not going to be the thing that takes off. Really, it's not.
So what can we do if we're going to say, well, actually, no, I am going to use it because I do need to speed up my thinking. I've got some decent ideas and I can amplify it, but to get my communication better. So I'm going to deliver personally, I'm going to deliver realistically. What are some of the tips that you would give to people? What should we do? Should we do a couple for video and then a couple for stage or real life? When in real life, you can't really use the AI, can you? So
Start with real life, because, like you said, it's easier. Real life. Let's take TED Talks as an example.
yeah, TED Talks well.
ChatGPT could build you a really good TED Talk. It could build you the idea. It could build you 10 ideas. You choose the idea, you go for it. They build you a script, and there you are. There's your packaged, polished TED Talk. Brilliant. And it could do quite well. Let's be honest. Still to this day, the #1 watched TED Talk in the world is by Sir Ken Robinson, Do Schools Kill Creativity? And he breaks the mold in terms of his delivery. He stumbles on stage. I think his first word is He starts by asking the audience how they're feeling, and you can tell there is no script there. Keep that ability to stay away from what you think the social construction is. Do you see what I mean? So
Yeah.
AI understands the rules and it plays within those rules. If you want to do something wildly different and take the risk that it's going to go either really right or really wrong, you have to understand those rules and play outside of them. That is how you break the mold, truly. On top of that, when it comes to the delivery...
Sorry, let me jump in on that
Yeah.
one, on there. So the social construction for salespeople listening, which is probably more than a normal podcast because it's a Sales Today podcast,
Yeah.
the social construction is wrong anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your introduction, about yourself and your company and all the offices you've got and the products that you sell and this, that, and the other. So actually just spinning that and turning it upside down so you talk about people first, you are breaking the mold, but in a way which is way better and way more impactful anyway.
Same thing with public speaking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
No, you're absolutely right. I cannot tell you how many times I've said to the client, you have got 15 minutes to pitch this. Do not use your first 5 minutes to tell me who you are, what qualifications you have, what you've been doing for the last 10 years, and how many offices you've got into how many locations. Tell me how you're going to solve my problem.
Yeah.
It's the same in sales, right?
Tell me what the problem is.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to start listening. Yeah, it's exactly the same in sales. So yeah, whatever public speaking, it's the audience are thinking about something. Tell them what they're thinking about. I can't. Well, you probably shouldn't be speaking then.
Yeah. Go back to the drawing board.
No, probably about it.
And that's the thing, isn't it? ChatGPT would push through in a scenario like that. Well, I don't know what the problem is, but I'm going to work out based on various things I've dragged from the internet. It's that. And it can go wildly wrong.
ChatGPT is actually helpful to get a better understanding of the problems, which you then apply your human brain to and go, not sure about that one, Chatty. Because it's pretty to give you answers. Or, oh, Chatty, I didn't know that. Tell me more about it. Oh, wow. Let me just go and check with somebody. Oh, I wouldn't have thought about that. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So that's important, isn't it? It's helpful when you work with it. But when you outsource everything, that's when it's the parent doing the child's homework. And you're going to have something that works, but it shouldn't win any prizes.
Okay, good. Sorry, I interrupt you. So ditching social contracts or kind of typical ways of doing stuff.
Ditch the social contract. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're going to say something about delivery.
Yeah. And when it comes to the delivery, all of the things you're worried about, here's a list of the things my clients are worried about. Saying or going bright red, freezing, saying the wrong thing. Do all of that. All of those things you're terrified of not doing, run into it. Because ChatGPT will not do that when it comes to the delivery. Because when we can't think of the word to say and we go, it was, that is a human being thing. I have forgotten the word that I wanted to use. I'm now going to pause this conversation while I look for it. ChatGPT knows. So unless it's doing an artificial, your delivery must be as authentic and as you as possible. It should look like you after about a pint and a half. It should not look like you reading off an AI generated script, because that is going to be boring.
Right, cool. Should we actually mention that we're not advocating having a pint and a half before a presentation,
is
because then your
such a good
brain will
idea,
start
Fred.
doing
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, your delivery's better, but what is now coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Why have you
It's like the best
started dancing?
It's the best man speech, isn't it? I got this written down, but you know what? I'm going to tell this story because it's way better.
I'm going to
There's a
go with
reason
this.
There's a reason you edited it when you were sober.
But actually, I have sometimes seen that happen, and it's a risk. That's what I mean. It is that moment your gut tells you to do something that is either going to be a brilliant payoff or a total disaster. And I think sometimes it is a risk worth taking.
Oh, so are we saying that humanness in delivery is going to be the thing that makes us stand out in the future? Be very much human
100%.
with that. Yeah, it's funny. I'm sort of thinking of times when I've done stuff like this. So I work in Spanish quite often, and I'll just sometimes say, I can't think of the word. And they'll go, tell us what it is in English. I go, I don't know what it is in English either.
Yeah.
And then so everyone giggles and sort of we think around, oh, yeah, that'll do. It's not, I'll come back to it later. Yeah, a bit like pratfall, yeah.
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 It would
And
be
so
easier.
we're allowed to, you say we're allowed to do that?
I encourage it. Look,
Positively encouraged.
which would you prefer to watch a speech of? Would you rather prefer to listen to 15 minutes of a stand-up comic, or 15 minutes of one of our dear beloved politicians telling us about something?
They have a very strange way of talking as well, don't they? They seem to have
They
learned
do.
a way,
Yeah.
pattern to deliver that's
Yeah.
thoroughly
It sounds
unattractive.
artificial. Yeah.
Where's it come from?
Over media training or scripts, they sound like they're speaking from something that was created by ChatGPT before ChatGPT even existed. Whereas comedians, they steal jokes, they create jokes, they tell you how shit their day was, and you say, oh, I've had a similar day, and they get it wrong and they stumble. There is nothing funnier to me than when a joke goes wrong in a stand-up comedy sketch. And you'll never see that from the politician. And ChatGPT communicates a bit like a politician. Human beings communicate more like comedians, or they should be communicating more like comedians. That is something we identify with. The political style, is something we go, well, that sounds great for you, but I don't want to engage with it.
Yeah, when a comedian's ad-libbing and their brains work super fast and they get it 99 times out of 100, but when they get it wrong, it's the bit that people... I was watching 1% Club last week. Lee Mack is awesome at this stuff, isn't he?
Incredible.
And he got something. And now, whether he's that good that it was a pratfall effect and he made the mistake, either way, it didn't matter because he says he was really close to the bone. And I was like, whoa, he went, oh, I shouldn't have probably said that, should I? Everyone loved it. They loved all his stuff anyway, but yeah.
Yep. Adrian Edmondson, Rick Mail, Bottom Live, which, is a real throwback, but they were constantly making mistakes that I don't think were really mistakes at all. And those are the bits that when you watch the playbacks on YouTube, those are the bits people really love, where they think they've lost total control. And I don't think ChatGPT could ever do something like that, ever. Yet.
Yeah.
The disclaimer is yet.
Until they take the Ashfield Copestake prompt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please add 3 pratfall effects, 1 small, 1 medium, 1 large.
Yeah, exactly. It'll get there. But let's hold on to what we've got for now.
It will, but then there'll still be another way in which the human is being human.
Totally.
Okay, so we were talking TED Talk, for instance, boardroom presentation, live in front of people. What about video then? Because that's kind of where we started off, or that's what kind of initiated that conversation, where people are kind of fretting over these perfect videos and having to send them out. And is it almost the same? Is it almost the same? It's like just allow yourself one recording, and that's the one that's going.
That's it. Certainly, when it comes to making the recording, embrace the fact you are going to make mistakes. Television, for example, in itself is a little bit artificial, because if you get it wrong, that bit gets edited out and you see something that is put together perfectly. You can do the same when you edit your videos. But remember, if you are using AI to do everything, you're going to end up with something very artificial. What you want to use AI to do is the editing, is the putting things together. Oh, it's a little bit dark. I can push up the lighting rather than wait a whole day to re-record the whole thing. It's the practical stuff that AI is really good at. The creative side needs to come from you. That's it. You do the creativity, let AI do all of the work.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm thinking of sales tools, SaaS products, where they're basically saying use this because then you can get thousands of messages out there. You've got your AI clone, you've fed it this, it's writing the message, it's producing the message, it's sending the message. You can do it all in seconds.
Yeah.
And you're shaking your head going, oh, it's just not going to work.
You tell me how effective that is. I don't know, but I'm going to guess.
I think I'll look at it and go, that's not personalized. You said my name. And that's the one where I was sending, where I was going, I was using it as a, and again, because I must be great at delivering.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. But people just go, what AI did you use? So now it's just like, hey, I'm real. You're real. Yeah. I think there's a real opportunity that the type of industry you're in, we could be putting guarantees around some of the sales training. So if that's half interesting, give me a little thumbs up and I'll put a thing below. Oh, by the way, the reason I said it was real is that when I sent these messages, people think I'm an AI. I'm not. I've recorded this for you as a real person.
There we are.
I don't know whether that. No, I'm going to get ChatGPT to clone that. No. Yeah.
The only thing I've ever really believed about sales is this. I think a quality over quantity approach is always going to win out. I think it is better to chase 4 people you know already and be like, look, what, and strengthen that relationship without even the end goal in mind, rather than go, look how quickly I can send out 500 generic pieces of spam mail on LinkedIn. I have always found the first approach gets a better result. And absolutely AI will be able to do the second, but that human response, that human connection, that listening to people, that understanding their problems, that almost psychological thing of let me really read into what you're saying when you're not saying anything at all, that comes down to human beings.
Yeah. I think quality over quantity. That would be what I would tend to train and the people I tend to work with. I know a different world of sales. The SaaS guys, they just love, because that's what they sell. So they think it's brilliant.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I'm not sure they respond to it. They sell stuff they don't respond to.
There you go.
It's weird, isn't it? But anyway,
Yeah.
into it. I like people who make things, physical things, touch.
Yeah, me too. Fred, can I finish with one more story?
Love story. What? Did you get Chatty to write this?
No, it's a real genuine story, I promise. Yeah, cut it out. My goddaughter is 6 years old and she's in this stage at school where she's winning everything and her mother's really concerned. And she said to me, look, she has got to learn something about failing because otherwise she's just going to go through life thinking you win at everything. So I really want her to fail at something in the nicest possible way. So it came to like the Easter bonnet contest and her mother was like, right, I know how she's going to fail. I'm going to let her make her own Easter bonnet. It's going to be absolutely rubbish. She's going to go into school. She's not even going to come first, second, or third. Job's are good and done. She comes home the next day and she's got first place. And her mother is like, what has happened? This is the worst thing I have ever seen. How have you gotten first place? And she spoke to her daughter's teacher and went, well, it was just so obvious that she was the only girl in the class who had had absolutely no adult intervention whatsoever. We gave her first prize. And I think that, to me, is it. So she learnt nothing in terms of failing, but she still got first place.
She learned that rubbish wins.
Yeah, and it is absolutely, I've seen it. It's rubbish. There's paint everywhere. There's glue hanging off it. It went straight in the bin.
There is another effect or another bias that, again, I can't think of the name, where effort is rewarded. If you see that somebody has made some time and effort, put some time.
Why we have the underdog? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like when I'm training salespeople, and it's like, lead with problems. Tell people problems there. Oh, I can't say that. What if I get it wrong? So it doesn't matter. Yeah. You're more likely to get it right. Yeah. Even if you get it wrong, it's like, well, but you've made the effort to try to understand my problems. You wouldn't actually know that we do something really weird over at this company, but what you've done, I will talk to you because you've demonstrated you're the kind of person that does that.
Yeah.
So, very good. I think this is one we could kick around for a bit.
Yeah, but let's not.
We'll keep an eye on it. I think we've kind of given some ideas, some opinions, some thoughts. Some people will utterly ignore us, think we're complete Luddites.
And they may be right.
They may be right. Yeah, I'm not anti-AI. I use it. I've told you that.
Yeah.
I'll use it to crash together some ideas, and I will try to have a bit of me in that idea, which is why I ask my own GPT stuff. It's a different story. But yeah, let's keep an eye on this and then see
Yeah.
whether we need an update.
An apology video.
They also work, don't they?
Yeah. If we do need to do an apology video, we will just get AI to do that for
We'll
us.
send the AI. It's fine. We'll go and do something else. But no, look, we can give them some thoughts, give them some ideas. You give them some great tips there as how to make yourself come across as really human. In the end, I don't know. Certainly in the next year or so, that's, I think, pretty solid advice. Where can people get in touch with you, get more stuff that you produce, like the book and stuff like that?
Book is very easy. You just need to type Susie Ashfield into your favorite search engine and information about me will come up. If you have any questions, please do LinkedIn me and I will absolutely respond to that message. And if you want to know more about how to keep that strain of madness that I think will ultimately beat the machines, then I'd pick up a copy.
There we have our podcast title, How
There it
Madness
is.
Will Beat the Machines.
Perfect. Yes.
Love it. Best till last, as always. Awesome, Susie. Thanks so much for coming on, sharing some
Thank you,
thoughts.
Fred.
In today's special emergency podcast, and yeah, we'll speak again soon.
Loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Sales Today podcast with me, your host, Fred Copestake. I hope you've enjoyed what you heard today. If you did, please get in touch and hit subscribe. And remember, you can take the Collaborative Selling Scorecard for free to check out how your sales approach works in today's environment. You'll find it in the show notes.